Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see by the title, I want to tell you guys a story of when I got sexually harassed at the club. And to be honest with you, being a bottle girl at the club, things like this do tend to happen. So I just want to be honest with you guys and share with you guys my experience of what happened to me. So if you guys are interested, please keep on watching. Before we get into the video, please don't forget, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, turn your post notifications on, and let's get into the video. So let me start off by saying that as a bottle girl, things like this will happen to you because you're a bottle girl, you look good, sometimes your uniforms are revealing, and guys are drunk or they're just stupid and they want to test their boundaries, they think it's okay. So things like this will happen to you. It might happen to you. Trust me, it has happened to me so many times. But a real club will make sure that this does not happen to you, or if it happens, they deal with it properly and that person will be out the club like instantly. So I just want to make sure we make that clear before I get into my story because it is absolutely not okay. So this happened to me at my first club I ever worked at, and of course I had no experience. I was new to bottle service. I had absolutely no idea what was okay in the club, what was not okay, like industry protocols. Like I had absolutely no idea. I was super young and I was just excited to be a bottle girl. But the more I worked at this specific club, I started noticing that like guys would like slap my ass, grab my ass, or just be very touchy with me. And I would tell my managers and they would kind of brush it off, or they would tell security and security would go to them and just warn them. And that's what they told me. They're like, he's gonna get a warning. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay, they're getting warned. As long as they don't do it again, it's not a problem. So that was my mentality. And honestly, I stuck it through for like quite a long time. I just kept thinking that warnings were okay. But there was this one time, guys, this one time that I still do not forget till this day. And it makes me so pissed till this day. There was this one time where I was walking by this one table, and it wasn't even the table I was serving, it was somebody else's table. But I was walking by and our uniforms at the time, I still remember my uniform, was a black skirt and a black crop top. So I walk by this table. So as I'm walking by this table, this guy grabs my ass. And he not only grabs my ass, but he puts like his hand underneath my skirt to grab my ass. And obviously I'm wearing a thong underneath. So he's literally grabbing my bare ass, like my ass cheek is in his hand. And it's not even like a grab and let go. Like, no, he grabbed me and held on to me, like held on to my ass cheek. As soon as this happened, like I still like remember what he looks like and everything. Like I'm getting so mad thinking about it. As this is happening, like my hand, I grab his wrist and I'm like, let go of me. Like I'm pissed now. Like I'm yelling. I'm like, let go of me, let go of me. And then he goes, now this is what threw me off. He gets mad. He gets mad at me. And he goes, don't tell me what to do. I'll do whatever I want. If I want to grab you, I'll grab you. That's what he says to me. So now I'm thrown off because I'm expecting that as soon as I like, you know, put my hand on your wrist and whatever, I didn't expect to scare him, but I thought that he would like fall back and be like, sorry, my bad or whatever. But when he came with an aggressive attitude, that's when I like lost it. I was like, no, I finally like get him off of me by like pushing his arm away. And I remember the bar was right there. I think the bartender told a manager or security because they could see that like I started yelling, like I was pissed, like I was yelling at him and stuff. So as this happens, a security guard comes over and talks to him and gives him a warning. So now I'm like extremely mad. Like I'm extremely mad. I go to security. I'm like, why did he just get a warning? I'm like, he put his hand up my skirt. He's being aggressive, like yelling in my face. Like it's my fault for not putting up with it. And the security goes, he's warned. He's not going to do it again. Just stay away from him. And this is when like I knew like, no, this is not okay. Like a warning is not enough. Like I felt so violated and so upset. Like I was just, I couldn't. So this was close to the end of the night. I was so pissed. Like I remember I was venting to like all the bottle girls. They knew what happened and they were like, what the hell? Like they all like knew, and they all knew that that was so messed up. So at the end of the night, I go into cash out and I talked to like the head manager because he's doing a cash out. And I was like, why was that okay? I'm like, why did he just get a warning? Why did like he stay in the club the whole night? Like, why was that okay? I'm still trying to understand. And I wish you guys could feel my heart right now. Like my heart's racing because I'm so pissed. So do you know what my manager says to me? he goes to me and says that this is part of being a bottle girl. This is what comes with the industry. Those are his exact words. He said, that's what comes with the industry. That's what he said to me. And guys, like, no lie, I started crying instantly. Like, this is like the first time I've ever cried at the club. First and last time. But I started crying at the club, like crying as he was cashing me out when he said this comes part of the industry, because I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is real life. This is part of the club. Like, so I'm like crying, and he says to me, if you don't like it, you can leave. If you don't like that this is how we deal with the club, then you can leave. So I go, okay, I quit then. I'm like, I'm not coming back here. I'm not dealing with this. I'm literally like in tears, like bawling my eyes out. And I finished my cash out, and I'm like, okay, like I'm gone. I'm never coming back to this club again. My bottle service career is over. Like, it was fun while it lasted, but I can't deal. So walking to my car now, and I remember I was walking with one of the other bottle girls. The head bottle girl, who was like one of my close friends, she wasn't there. So I called her instantly. I think she had the night off or something. I was crying on the phone with her. Like, she was one of my good friends. So I'm crying on the phone with her, and I'm just like, this is what happened to me. I'm like, this is what he said to me. And then she's like, no, that's not okay. That should not happen. Like, that's not cool. And I'm just like, I quit. I'm like, I'm not coming back here. I'm like, thanks for everything, but like, I'm done. He told me that this is something I have to put up with. And she's just like, no, Carla, like, no, like, I'll get this fixed and whatever. And I'm just like hysterical, guys. Like, now when I think of it, I'm like, why was I crying? Like, how I would deal with it now, let me tell you, completely different. But I was like bawling, guys. Like, I was so young. I was so scared. I just didn't know what to do. So I was crying. And then this was, I don't remember if it was I think it was on a Saturday, because I didn't go to the club the next day. But I remember within a few days, not the head bottle service girl, but somebody else that was also part of management, she was a female. She called me, and she wasn't there that night either. She's like, Carla, she's like, I heard what happened. She's like, tell me your side. And I told her everything that happened. And she was just like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. She's like, that's not okay. She's like, that's definitely not part of the industry. That's not how they should be dealing with things. And she's like, if I was there, things would have been completely different. But again, she had the night off that night. And she was like, please, she's like, just come back. She's like, I don't want you to quit. And she's like, I promise you this will not happen again. So I was super on the fence about it. And then I talked to my friend, and I was just like, what do I do? And again, she just reassured me. She's like, I promise you this is not going to happen again. We're going to have a meeting with the security team and management, so like we make sure this doesn't happen again. So I'm just like, okay. I was like, okay, I'll give it another try. So I decided to go back, and it's the next weekend, and it's so awkward seeing the manager that I quit on. It was so awkward because we never had that conversation, and I guess he was told I was coming back because I was scheduled, but it was just so awkward. It kind of was just like swept under the rug. We never spoke about it again. We never spoke about me crying. It was just like, it was just over and done with from there. And from that day on is when Savage Mode came out. The way I started dealing with it, when guys were like touching me, grabbing me, instantly my hand was around their neck, and I was like choking them. I'm like, let go of me. I would kick them. I would push them. Like, I was just acting wild because I was like, now I know that this is not okay. And after a while, I did get in trouble by a club because they were like, you're not allowed to do that. Don't be doing that. Tell a security guard you are not security. What if these guys hit you back? So then I stopped because I was like, okay, you're right. And then luckily, all the clubs after that I've worked at, they've been super on it. Like, anytime I've had to get a security, they have dealt with it properly. The club I work at now, nobody has grabbed me, luckily, knock on wood, nobody has grabbed me. And then the club before this, security and management were great. Anytime I told them, like, this person touched me, they asked no questions. Like, they were like, who is it? And instantly there was like all these securities there kicking that person out. And let me tell you, they don't deal with them nicely. Like, they deal with them rough. So I felt super, super safe. And as you guys know, my boyfriend does work with me. So in case you guys are wondering if he deals with it or if I go to him when stuff like this happens, I don't. I actually try my hardest. I'm like, I don't want him to know because I know him and I know he will lose it. Like, he will lose his mind if he sees a guy grab me. So the times that has happened, luckily he hasn't seen it. And of course, like I said, I go straight to security. That's like my first thing I do. So he hasn't seen it. It's either that he's been at home or he's been DJing, and obviously he doesn't see it all the way from over there. But as soon as I tell him, he's like, where are they? Who are they? Who grabbed you? But it's too late. That person's already out the club. So that's how we deal with it. So that's the end of my story, guys. Till this day, I'm so mad at myself because I was like, how did I deal with that? But you grow and you learn. So this is why I wanted to make this video for you guys, just in case you guys are starting out with bottle service or you guys are in the industry. Like, it's absolutely not okay. I don't want to scare you guys and make it seem like it happens all the time, every shift. It really does not. Will it happen to you? Yeah, probably. Guys will touch you, they will grab you, but like I said, a good club will make sure they deal with it properly, and you got to carry yourself properly. I don't understand why guys do that. I really don't. Like, I don't understand what they think is going to come out of it. Do you think that the girl is going to turn around and be like, what's your number? Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. Like, no, you just come off creepy and now you're outside the club. Now you're outside the club. Your friends are inside and you're outside. So I don't understand. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Do you guys like stories? Because I have so many stories at the club. So if you guys want to see more stories, comment down below and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.